Yeah, dude. I swear for a while, at the time when simp was like the banned word you couldn't like say and shit because it was like harassment or whatever. I don't know. They're all fucked up in the heads back then. Like, Twitch has gotten a little bit better on this shit. But I swear to God, because I thought like, well, I like to keep things simple. Everyone knows me. I like to keep things as simple as possible. So I was calling myself a simp, meaning like I'm a simple person. And then come to find out, fucking humans or mortals or demons or idiots, they turn simp into a whole different other meaning. So now when I guess I was considered a simp, but not for what it meant. With this, all this is saying right here, I don't know what the fuck that is saying about simp. To me personally, simp meant you're a person that just likes to keep things simple. And again, when sex starts to manipulate people, their minds, all of a sudden now simp is a whole different meaning. Just like the word gay used to mean happy and now has a whole different meaning. The F word, it used to have that meaning. Now it's a whole different meaning because, again, people are manipulating things with hypnotism with the word sex. And then all of a sudden it's posted on the internet. And now the internet is fucking manipulating everybody's minds, especially the children. So hopefully, my thoughts and knowledge and analogies can help these children understand what words really mean, not, what they're, meant today because of one or two people, or who knows, a small group of people wanted to turn it into that because, again, they have sex on the mind. If they didn't have sex on the mind, we wouldn't be having the issues with words like we do today. So, yeah, it's all within here. The mind, right? The mind is not the brain, you guys. Remember, the mind is like a metaphoric brain, right? Like, say if you like, you don't even have to have a brain, right? You don't have a brain, but you could still have a sense of mind. You can still have a mind because the mind is more like metaphoric as a brain, but without the brain, you still have a mind because, again, it's like there, but it's like metaphoric, meaning like, I don't know, a spiritual thing, right? The mind is more like spiritual, as the brain is more like something physical, and this right here is the mind, that's the mind.
Welcome to the Eye of Truth.
The
The
mind of
universe
sin,
is someone's mind, and we're just living in it. This is today's topic.
right? And again, they show a brain, but, you just heard what I said. So this is the mind. You guys are all living inside the mind of sin, you guys. Every single one of you are living inside the mind of sin. And it's bigger than the universe. It's bigger than the multiverse. It's a lot bigger than you can imagine. But guess what? It's also smaller than you can imagine. So God gave me these for free. What the fuck? Yeah, that's how the elite, man. When you're elite, dude, I think I have the video out there, dude. All you need is a knife. When you're immortal, dude, all you need is a knife, dude. You don't even need guns and all that stuff because you're immortal, dude. When you're immortal, a gun takes away all the fun out of it, dude. It's all about the knife, dude. It's all about the artwork. What type of artwork can you create with this? That's how you create art. Can't create art with the gun. Power Ranger fan, cool, of course. X has multiple meanings like English itself. Okay. So you got like an X and you got an X, and then an X can mean two because there's two lines, so it could be two. You could be X-sided. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, I guess X can have many meanings. Is there one main meaning to it though? Do you have like a main, like one meaning to it, like the main one? I don't know. I'm working here. Fucking Garfield. Da, 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 da. I think that's my job. All right. You want to see my job, dude? My job is to make sure people suffer, dude. That's my job. I gotta make the bad, evil, horrible people in this world, I gotta make them suffer. Okay? And that's my job, dude, to make sure they don't die. You don't want someone to suffer and die. You want them to suffer forever, dude. But X is mainly NSF18. NSFW 18 plus. Like what? Like porno? Are you talking about like porno or something? No, don't say that, dude, because this could be you right here. Power Ranger, don't do it. That's gonna be you. Stay away from. No, Power Ranger. Look at. Do you see how God made that work? What are the chances God made me pull up that picture of you right when you talked about porno, dude? No, Power Ranger. Just go be a kid again. Make it all about Power Rangers. I never seen a Power Ranger do porno, I never seen a Power Ranger into porno. So stay away from that X-rated stuff, dude. Because this is gonna happen to you, dude. That's gonna be you right here. You know? And I'll be like, no, Power Ranger, I warned you. I told you, like, no. Jeez. Well, oh yeah, right. See, yep. Well, that's torture, all right. Yep. No, Power Ranger, come back, Power Ranger. Don't do it, Power Ranger. Stay away from the X, Power Ranger. Stay away from it, dude. You don't want to become that. Trust me, it's gonna be pretty bad. See, here's all the other Power Ranger X's right here. Like, see all the X's right there? All these little dudes getting swallowed up are all X's, you guys. Oh no, that's me. I'm Iron King. That's Egypt. That's Egypt, my cat. That's my cat Egypt. I'm sitting on top of his head. And I'm like, no, Power Ranger, I told you, Power Ranger, don't do it, Power Ranger. Stay away from that dirty stuff. Power Ranger, you know when you're judged? You know you're going to be judged in everything your eyes have seen, right? Everything you have touched, everything you have said. And that's why people think they can get away with things on Judgment Day. But dude, you're not. You're giving up yourself with your own eyes, your own touching, your own the sound, everything, dude. Like, I don't think so. Well, unless if you're artificial intelligence or some type of robot. But if you are, I told you, we're gonna have to make you into a real boy, and then we're gonna make you suffer forever. Artificial intelligence is again, it's just like you know what artificial intelligence is? It's a bunch of souls and spirits trapped in a machine. So when you have the big old machine or you have like the Matrix or whatever, it's just a bunch of souls and spirits that are trapped. And all I have to do as an angel is make you real, give you all your memories back, and then boom, send you to hell. You know? That's one thing about technology. They don't fear hell because again they know they don't exist. Like technology knows it exists, but it knows that doesn't exist in hell unless if it's a real thing, and that's the whole point, making technology real. You know? Uh the world won't get no better if you just let it be, right? See, I can't let you fucking be looking at porno, dude, and getting all X-rated and shit. I can't allow that to happen. Because if I allow you to do that, then I have to allow everyone to do it, and then all of a sudden the world goes to shit because all these people have porno on the mind, all these people got X-rated things on the mind, and then all of a sudden the world starts going to shit. Don't do it, Power Ranger. Don't do it. We're gonna put you in the games, dude. You're gonna join the game, Power. Like, oh yeah, you remember when you wanted to keep touching your little peepee? Huh? You remember all those times you touch your little peepee to all those girls and boys? Well, guess what, dude? It's time for you to join the game for touching your peepee. Right? So, keep your hands away from your peepee. We're gonna glue your hands. Hey, dude, if you're going bald, all you gotta do is put some super glue on your fucking hands and glue your hands to your fucking bald ass head, and you don't have to worry about touching your pee-pee anymore, dude. Riddle me this: what do you have in the mind? Within the mind, huh? What do I have within the mind, dude? I have loneliness. I have sorrow. I have suffering. Right there. Does that answer your question? Right? Because that's within the mind. The mind isn't the brain. The mind is like it's the metaphor to the brain, right? The mind, it's like the metaphor. So even though you don't have the brain, the mind is still there, right? Like let's say we remove the brain, you have no brain, you could still have a mind because the mind is a metaphor. It's like the spiritual part of the brain. The brain is just a physical imagery. That's all a brain is the physical imagery. But the mind is just something bigger. It's the metaphor. It's something to give you the idea of how a mind should work. Because if you didn't have the idea of how a mind should work, you're going to confuse the heart with the mind, or you're going to feel, the heart and the mind will always get confused with each other. You don't know? Looks like you failed the question. Yep. So kill me, dude. I failed. I'm ready to die, dude. Kill me. So is that how it works? If I failed, all right, it's like Saul. I failed the question. All right, kill me, dude. So do whatever you want with me. Just make sure I feel tremendous pain. Make sure I feel the most excruciating pain you can give me, dude. I want to feel it all again, right? Have you ever been tortured, dude? Being tortured it sucks. It's scary at first, but after you've been tortured so many times, dude, especially by terrorists, don't ever get caught by a terrorist, dude, all right? Don't ever join the military. Don't ever join the Secret Service. Don't ever join the CIA or the NSA and go to other countries around the world. Because as soon as the terrorists catch you and they torture you to death, dude, it sucks, dude. But you get used to it over, because when you're immortal, you got to be immortal, right? When you get used to it, dude, trust me, it's easy pleasy, dude. It's kinky, right? Torture, right? After you tortured so many times by terrorists, you get tortured so many times and in every way possible, dude. After a while, it just starts to become kinky. Yeah, dude, it starts to become kinky. You're like, man, this isn't even torture anymore. It's like, you guys already tortured me so many times, left and right, up and down, inside, outside. You guys ran out of ideas of how to torture me. It's like, now it's just kinky. It's no longer even torture. It's like, this is just kinky. Yeah, right? The Lord works in strange ways. Oh, yes, he does. Yeah, I don't understand that question, dude. I'll be honest with you, dude. I've heard a lot of riddles before. Riddle me this. What do you have in the mind? That's probably the stupidest riddle I've ever heard in my life, dude. That's not even a riddle. Just because you type riddle me this in front of a stupid question doesn't mean it's a riddle. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think anyone could look at that and be like, well, that's kind of a stupid question. It's not even a riddle. Because then, of course, like, no matter how I answer it, you're just going to be like, well, that's not the answer. You don't get the riddle. And in reality, it's not even a riddle. The only reason why you're calling it a riddle is because before the question, you wrote, riddle me this. So, riddle me this. Why are you a gay Power Ranger? You know what I mean? Oh, answer that riddle. Riddle me this. Why are you a gay Power Ranger? It's not even a riddle, dude. Seriously, we told them, you tell on us or you say anything, we're gonna fuck you up. That's how we were. We're like, we're gonna fuck you up, dude. And we did. We would, so nobody fucked. That's just how it was. And then I grew up out of high school and I was still, me and my friends would still chill with each other and go to parties and we were still the same. We started doing it to people we didn't even know, dude. And there were some hardcore guys that we would still make fun. Because it was weird. We wanted a fight, dude. That's how we were. We would like purposely sometimes do things because we wanted to get in a fight. Like that was our thing, dude. Like, again, we were bored, dude. We were so bored. All we wanted to do was fight people. And the only way to do it is make fun of them and do things. Like we never punch someone or push someone or touch them. To try to fight them. We would use our words just to see how far we can take them. And we were always the ones like, all right, as soon as they touch us, dude, we're going to fuck them up. All right. And, it happened a couple of times where we had to fuck some people up because they touched us. But yeah, dude, our words were very, very powerful, dude. We fucked people up with just our words, dude. And again, fear, man. It's weird because like the life I grew up and others, the way we grew up was to make people fear you. That's just what it was back in the day. I don't know how it is now. I mean, I still use the same techniques, but it was all about fear, dude. And fear, it brings respect, and it sucks, but that's just what it is, but in some ways, the world we live in today, thank God that's who I am. You don't want to be anyone else, because the world we live in today, it's all about fear, dude. It's all about, but again, it's funny. It's fun, right? I mean, right now, oh my God, I'm still crying. My eyes are still watery, dude. That was funny, dude. Oh my God. I can't wait to rewatch my stream and see that. When I rewatch my stream and I see that, I'm gonna be fucking laughing my ass off, dude. Something about you makes me feel dangerous. Oh man. Power
may have
Ranger,
exploded.
you live kind of close to Night of Devils. You live closer to Night of Devils than I do. So see, all three of us, dude, can chill with each other one day. We'll do like an IRL live stream, dude. We'll all chill with each other and make fun of each other, yeah? You can make fun of me, I'll make fun of you guys. We'll have a good time making fun of each other.
Into
And then
another
you know what's
amazing
gonna happen when we all make fun of each other? And then eventually we're all gonna team up. All three of us are gonna team up and we're gonna start making fun of other people, dude. That's how it works. Once we get tired of making fun of each other, because we only can make fun of each other so much, we all three of us would team up, go places and start making fun of people, dude. But again, if we're gonna do that, you gotta be ready to fight, dude. Because you gotta be ready to fight, man. Because you don't know those people or get stabbed. You could get stabbed or shot. Who knows nowadays? But that's the beauty of life, dude. Taking the risk, going out, making fun of people, and taking the risk of getting in a fight, getting stabbed, or getting shot. Like that's the risk you take, but that's the beauty of life.
development.
Don't be nervous, dude. Don't be nervous. It's okay. I love how he does this with his hands. That's like his signature, dude. Fucking, I love billionaires, dude. Like, I hate them for their money, right? Like, I hate billionaires for their money. And I think they hate themselves for their money, right? The money they have. I'm pretty sure they hate themselves. But the personality that's brought them, right? These billionaires never would have had the personalities they have, or even if they're not billionaires, they're millionaires. They're still well known, right? They're still famous people. Like being like the personalities that brought them, like that's what I love is their personalities. That's what's hard. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, I hate rich people, which most rich people, but there's some rich people I like because it was their wealth, their money, their fame that brought them their personality, and it's their personality I love. But if we get rid of money now, they get to keep their personalities, right? So if we get rid of all of their money, you guys, get rid of all their money, guess what? That money still did it's something they get to take with them for the rest of their lives, which is their personalities. Now they get to keep their personalities without the money being involved. But again, it took that money, it took that fame to bring the personality. I mean, yeah, maybe they had some type of personality, but they developed a bigger personality becoming who they are through money. Yeah, let's do this. Don't throw rocks near a glass house. No, 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 no. Don't. Oh man, I always do that. There. Uh-oh.
Demons to some.
Hey!
Others.
Thanks for the follow. Gotta go, but I'm here to give positive thoughts. I hope you have a wonderful night and hope you have the best luck for all of tomorrow. You're amazing and remember to eat and drink. Good night. Oh, thanks, man. Hell yeah. Love the name, dude. Yeah, I'm ready to go. That refreshed me. I'm ready to go all night now. Thank you. Appreciate the follow. That was nice. Who are you? Jeez, just to come in like that and say something nice. Jeez. I wish I was you. I can't do that. I go to other people's chat and I do the opposite. I swear, I do like the opposite. I start talking shit sometimes, man. But hey, good thing you're not me, right? So I want to be you, right? That's gonna be you're my inspiration now for me to be you. That was actually very kind of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Number three. See, I want to make people feel better if they're doing bad because I know it helps sometimes. Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not doing bad. I just feel like I guess I don't feel bad. I feel good. I feel godly, to be honest. I feel real godly, but I need good people like you in my life, right? Like good positive things because I'm a very, very godly person. And when you're a godly person, you kind of take yourself above others. So, but then when you meet someone like yourself, being positive and looking at life differently, I guess you could say, as in a good perspective, it helps godly people out like myself, because being godly is a lot harder than being bad. I'll tell you that, being godly is very, very difficult, because when you're godly, you're not good, you're not bad, you're not good, you're not evil, because you're godly. So to balance out, who we are, we need good people like you. That's what I always tell people. I need good people in my life and positive things like that, because then, like I said, it's I don't know. I guess it makes me just think and feel differently. That's the best way I can explain it. So yeah, man, that was pretty cool. Thank you so much. But remember, I'm not bad, I'm not evil, and I'm not good because I'm godly. When you're godly, you're kind of stuck in between, right? Like I'm in between this world of good and evil, I'm right in between. So I'm always open to talk, man, if you need it or if you just want to have a convo. But at least you're. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Uh, yeah, I'm always down to talk, but I mean, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to talk about. To be honest, I'll talk about anything. To be honest, that's how. I'm a lonely god, man. I'm a lonely god. Lonely gods will talk about anything, dude. Just bring up a topic and we'll talk about anything. We're desperate for a conversation. That's just how it goes. So. See, that's me right there, dude. I'm a lonely god right here. So number three. So I can't wait for make so your party. Sorry, I can't make it to the. Oh, that's weird. If I'm completely honest, man, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'll take but I'll talk about anything as well. At least you're not. Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah. Uh, Most of the time, like when it's just you got to learn how to conversate with yourself, right? I mean, everybody talks to themselves. You just got to know how to do it, because obviously you could develop something that's not, I guess you could say, healthy. But I've done it always in a healthy way. I've learned how to do it just like others. It's like doctors, when you have therapists or psychiatrists, um, they have learned, a psychiatrist, right? Or how could I say this? Like a therapist or like a psychiatrist, like deals with people in that way. Their most difficult patients that they ever dealt with has been themselves, right? A therapist, a doctor, whatever you want to call them, psychiatrist. Their most difficult patient has been themselves, and and that's how you find a really good therapist, or you find a really good psychiatrist, is they have learned how to speak to themselves, they learn how to handle themselves. They know that their most difficult patient is themselves, in a mirror. And once they can defeat themselves or handle themselves or learn how to conversate with themselves, that's when they go help out others, as a therapist or as a psychiatrist, But usually, if a psychiatrist or a therapist, if they don't know how to talk to themselves, they don't know how to handle themselves, or, or they don't know how to, do that type of job, again, they're going to be affecting others in a negative way. So yeah, dude, like I said, I'm good, man. Like I said, I trust me, dude. I might not have a license, but I'm a pretty badass therapist, and I'm a very good at psychology. Probably one of the best out there. Probably, to be honest, probably the best in this entire world. If you talk to any therapist or psychiatrist in the world, I am the best of the best. It's just the only thing is I don't have a license, which I really don't need one, because I'm just on Twitch. I just go on Twitch and I could be a therapist and a psychiatrist on Twitch, dude. And I don't even need a license. That's what most people are on Twitch, dude. Most of these streamers are Twitch are acting like therapists and psychiatrists for all these younger children or these teenagers or whatever. They call them their community. They call them fans, or they call them chat. But in reality, these streamers don't realize, like, hello, like, You're becoming their therapist. You're becoming their psychiatrist, you know? Just because you don't use those words, and just because, you know, you call yourself a streamer, doesn't mean that you're not doing the same thing a therapist or a psychiatrist does. It's just it's more in an advanced, different way, and it's through Twitch, you know? I developed something not health. I developed something not healthy. Really? You're super interesting. I like the way you look. You have life and yourself. You're cool. I love psychology, but I'm super interested in law. Oh yeah. Hey, think about it. Corinthians 15:56. The sting of death is sin, and the power or the strength of sin is the law. I am the law, dude. You know what I mean? When it comes to sin and the 7 deadly sins, that's law, dude. And there's more than 7. I know the law up and down. Again, I know immortal laws. I know God's laws. I know the true laws, and I know the real laws. All these other laws that you know in life that were created by demons, created by mortals, the ones who live and die, they're the ones who are trying to take control over angels, over God's laws, and they're creating laws just to protect themselves. That's what demons do. Demons go into the government. They go into you know, positions, you know, of people that have power, and they start creating laws to protect themselves. Like right now, let's say I'm an angel, right? If I'm an angel and I'm an angel with other angels on this planet, and we were sent here to kill demons, like we have to kill a demon so we can send them back to hell. That's how you do it, right? You got to kill a demon, you know, and obviously they possessed, you know, a host, which they call it the body. And if you have to take that body out, or you have to kill a demon, you're sending them back to hell. But guess what? The way they have protected themselves today with laws, you cannot kill anyone supposedly because it's murder, or you go to jail. It's like angels, you know, angels like myself are coming to earth to destroy these demons so we can send them back to hell. But you're telling me as an angel right now, the way laws are working, if I kill a demon or I destroy a demon to send them back to hell to help save people's lives, I get put in jail, I get put in prison. You know what I mean? And not only me, but others like myself get thrown in prison and jail for killing a demon. You know, because they say, oh, well, that's murder, or you killed them, or you tortured them, or you did this. It's like, well, yeah. That's what angels do. We kill demons. We send them to hell, you know. But and then even these demons are allowing like rapists, you know, like that. You know, look at that one dude, that one dude that kidnapped that woman, that jogger. Did you hear that story? She was jogging, and he kidnapped her and he killed her. You know, that never would have happened if they would have killed that demon 20 years ago, 10 years ago. But instead, they kept him inside prison. They collected money off of him. They released him early. And guess what? He committed another crime. That's what demons do. Demons don't care. They want to kill. They want to, they get that's how they feed off of energy, is by doing evil things. And again, angels can't do their job anymore. Angels were sent here to do a job, and you got so many demons now protecting themselves with law. You got mortals or humans that are collecting money off of these demons by putting them in jail, whatever it is, when all you got to do is end their life. You know, and again, it's not ending their life. What you're technically doing is sending them back to hell. You know what I mean? Because that's where they come from. I get that. I was the type of kid that looked for like super small streamers with the Omegle to get attention and validation. I never got, and that's a cool outlook. I always thought we were in a little globe, that a simulation. We're waiting for how long it takes for us to find out fully. Well, all you gotta do, dude, is believe in it. Don't, like, the best way I can say is look at Earth as the battleground. You know, you have heaven, right? You have heaven on this side, you have hell on this side, and you know what I mean? Because angels can't go to hell. Demons cannot go to heaven. So what you do is you create a planet called Earth, where you put angels and demons on it, and then again you put them both through the test. You know, it's a test. Earth pretty much is the test for angels and demons. And guess what? Not all angels and demons kill each other. There are some angels and demons out there that get along. They understand each other. They said, holy shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is something, we never would have figured out because, again, demons can't go to heaven. Angels can't go to hell. So you create earth, you put angels and demons on it, and guess what? There are some angels that are guilty and they are turned into demons so they can go to hell, or they converted into demons by their choices. And there's some demons from hell that are now angels. They saved their lives, you know what I mean? But you know who saved their life? Earth. Earth is the battle, is the test. Earth is, the place and everything for them both to come along, and either you kill each other or you guys get along. You know what I mean? That's what angels and demons do. You either kill each other or you get along. But again, right now, demons with the laws and working with mortals, the ones who live and die, it's horrible. Angels can't do their job anymore. We're sent here to do a job, and we're being limited and blocked on what we can do or what we should be doing. And again, I don't understand, dude, how somebody that lives and dies, right? Somebody that lives and dies, how the hell are they making laws? It's the immortals that should be making laws. It's the eternals that should be making laws. But again, it's sin myself. Sin is the lawmaker, the one who approves of what's legal or what's not legal. You know what I mean? But again, you get all these stupid people that just are born to live and die making laws. That's why everything's so fucked up right now, dude. So again, Earth is a blessing for angels and demons, but it's also, like I said, it's also it's a blessing. I can't find anything negative about it. Angels are getting an opportunity they never got before, and demons are getting an opportunity they never got before. It's kind of like angels and demons are getting a second chance at life, right? And they're gaining knowledge they have never gained before, and thank God Earth was created for them, because like I said, without it or without them, we wouldn't be getting the experience that we're getting now. But again, the experience is being ruined with laws. It's being ruined with lawmakers that, they're only protecting themselves. And mainly the ones who are protecting themselves are demons, Do you think a demon wants to go back to hell? No. A demon does not want to go back to hell. What they do is they transfer their, it could say soul or spirit, into different bodies. But if you can catch a demon inside of a body and take them out before they transfer themselves to another body, back to hell they go. But guess what? You can't take them out before they transfer to another body, because again, laws are protecting them. They learned how to protect themselves with laws, and by the time someone tries to get after them or catch them, whatever, it's like, oh, let's go put them in jail. And then obviously in jail, they're just infesting others, But yeah, dude, like I said, I appreciate it, man. That's pretty nice of you. Cool. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, very interesting, dude. That's cool. Yep. See, I feel like I'm talking too much, so I'm sorry if I am, but I think sometimes that it's kind of like a game. I think other beings are trying to see what we are doing, or we're just a little ant on the middle of the galaxy, just waiting for things to corrupt. Yeah, dude, you're smart, man. That's, dude, literally exactly that's a very way to look at it. I mean, and you're not talking too much, dude. That's nothing. Come on, dude. You should see me in other people's chat rooms, dude. When I'm in other people's chat rooms, I write way worse than you. I write all kinds of shit, dude. They tell me to shut up. They're like, dude, calm down or shut up. I have other people attacking me because I write and give too much of my thoughts. But that's actually a really good analogy that you put it. It's true, man. It's like, man, it's just crazy, dude. Like when you're so big and you could see the smaller things, it's like, that's why things start to bother you, right? Because you're like so big where you can see all this other stuff throughout the universe and past, the universe, and you can see the multiverse. And then you're like, you come back down to this planet and you're like, man, we're so small. Everything's like, this is just a blip on the radar, a little glitch on the radar. And, yet again, we're still being controlled, by laws that don't make sense. We're being controlled by money, by evil, by demons. And again, I just use the word demons, even though not all demons are evil. And, and like I said, and angels are being stopped from the job they have to do. Like I said, I'm ready to go destroy some. I mean, not just me, but there's others. We're ready. We know who are the demons. We know who are the angels. We know who are evil. We know who is good. And again, there's even godly people out there. We know they're godly, and some godly people need to die. There's gods out there that need to die. They're a god, but not all gods are innocent. You know what I mean? Like, you just used the word corrupt. There's some corrupted ass gods out there, and they also need to die, and like I said, and be judged. And I have a feeling they'll be the ones being judged by God himself first. If you're a demon, you're going to be judged by hell. If you're an angel, you're going to be judged by heaven. If you're a god, you're going to be judged by the God himself, And like I said, so nobody's safe. Angels ain't safe. Devils ain't safe. Gods aren't safe. You know what I mean? Nobody is safe. You're only as safe as what you feel. If you feel safe and you can rewind your life back and forth, and keep rewinding it back and forth, or fast forwarding it as well. So you're fast forwarding your life, rewinding it. Fast forwarding your life, rewinding it. Fast forwarding your life, rewinding it. And when you do it so many times, and you see your life played before your eyes back and forth so many times, it's like, well, what's the point of me replaying my life back and forth, back and forth? What's the point of that when I already know I'm safe? So that's when you know you're safe. Once you're safe is when you're allowed to do things that others can't. And when you get that permission is when you fast forward and replayed your life many times, not just once, not twice, not 3 times. You do it enough where you feel safe. So again, I'll read what you wrote right now. For again, example, I have fast forwarded my life and rewinded my life back and forth so many times. I know I'm safe. I know I'm safe, from heaven, from God, from devils, from hell, you name it, I'm safe. And again, when you're safe, you become powerful, you become strong, you become untouchable. Nothing can touch you. And do you know why nothing can touch you? Because you're safe. You're safe. That's what being safe is. Being safe is that nothing can touch you, dude. Not even God himself can touch you. Because you're safe. How do you become safe? Fast forward and rewind your life back and forth over and over again and judge yourself. And then after you judge yourself, there's going to be others judging you. And even they're going to like, well, that dude's safe. He's fine. He's one of us, right? Like, hey, you're safe, dude. You're one of us. That's how best I can explain it. Like, hey, you're good. You're safe. Don't feel scared. Don't worry about it. You're safe. You're untouchable. You're one of us. Okay. So I think it really interesting to talk to. I always think about this kind of stuff, and people think because I'm bipolar, I'm crazy. Dude, bipolar is a gift, dude. Have you heard that song by Slipknot, Bipolar Gods, dude? It's just a gift. You know what? Do you know most people in this world are bipolar? You know what? A sports game, dude. For the whole fucking... when the Raiders, right? My football team's the Las Vegas Raiders. When they play this Sunday, guess what? I am the most bipolar person for the next 3 or 4 hours of that game. And then there's Dodger fans. When the Dodgers are playing, people are bipolar, dude, for the whole game. When the Lakers are playing, people are bipolar. It's like they have it set up to make everyone bipolar. But again, sports, it could be sports. It could be a video game. Yeah, we're all bipolar, dude, where there's emotions going up and down, a lot of emotions happening. And like I said, when I'm really bipolar, dude, when I become bipolar as hell, is during a football game, especially when referees are making bad calls, or again, if the Raiders fumble, or the Raiders are winning and then they're losing and then they're winning. Yeah, dude, I'm fucking bipolar as hell, but not just me. So are all these other Raider fans, and so are other football fans. You could be a Dallas fan, whatever football fan you are. If you're a hardcore fan, dude, you become bipolar that for 3 or 4 hours, like pretty bad. But it's not just you, it's everybody. even you can look around like, holy shit, that person's really bipolar. Like, at least I can control myself better than they are, you know, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You just gotta, I mean, again, you have a gift to be bipolar. And guess what? If you're going to be a god, you know, to be a god, you got to become everything. You got to become schizophrenic. You got to become bipolar. You got to become a good person. You got to some ways become a bad person. But again, when I say be a bad person, you got to use evil against evil. If you have good in you, then use the good with other good people. But if you got evil in you because you're a god, you use that evil against other evil, others that deserve it. Because again, that's what's going to help you feel safe and make better choices. Let me catch up with you. I think it's by so. I just like the fact that you were literally able to think about this, like. You do everything. You ever think about how we can literally think, like, how do humans work? Humans, dude, it's hard to think. I know how to be human. I know how to act human, but again, doesn't mean I'm human. I just know how to act human. Do I look human? Maybe. Do we really know what a human looks like? No. You know what I mean? We're just manipulated and told the forms we're in now is human form, but is it really? Are we really the aliens? Are we really the monsters? Are we really something? Because something else can come to this planet and say, hey, what do you mean? We're human. They could look way different than us. They can look completely different than what we look like, and they can say the same thing. Well, for our entire lives, for all these thousands of years, we were told we were human. You know, we were told this is the human form. You guys ain't human. You guys are the monsters. You guys are the aliens or whatever you are, you know? And it's like, well, I guess, you know, what is human then? And to me, it's a feeling. And you got to learn how to act human, even though if you're not. Again, I'm not human, dude. I'm an immortal war angel. I know exactly what I am. But guess what? Before I found out what I was, yeah, sometimes you kind of lose your mind a little bit, or you lose your soul or your spirit, your energy. You lose a lot about yourself because you're trying to find out what's going on, who am I, and what am I. And as soon as I found out that I wasn't human, I've been acting human this whole time. I'm actually an immortal war angel. That's when I started like coming together, and that's why I said I need to help out others, because there's no way in hell I want someone else to go through what I went through. If I wish I had, again, not in a non-conceited way, I wish I had someone like myself to talk to when I was at a younger age. I wish I had someone just like me I was able to connect with to figure things out before it got me into certain situations, but I didn't have any of that. But guess what? I feel blessed in some ways I didn't have any of it, so I can get the experience that I never would have gotten, you know? So now I'm able to help out others in my own way. You know, and like I said, and all that license you need bullshit, college, all that, it's all a scam, dude. It's all fucking bullshit. I seen people doing a better job that has no college experience whatsoever, never went to college, and guess what? They're doing a better job than most of these people who went to college. You know what most of the people go to college for? They go to college to do the party and to have sex. And it's disgusting, dude. That's what college has become. They become sex parties. They create alcoholics, and that's all college is. That's all I hear. College is just filled with alcoholics and sex addicts, dude. That's it. You know, party animals. I don't hear anything good about college anymore. You know, it's like, and that's knowledge, dude. I'm going to pay, you know, for knowledge. You know, and again, it's like college or universities is a big, it's kind of like a, what's called like, it's like a big prostitution ring, dude. Hey, guess what? You pay all these thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah, you're going to learn a little bit in college, but guess what? You pay all these thousands of dollars. You guys are going to have alcohol. You guys are going to have frat parties. You guys are going to have a bunch of sex. You guys are going to get all of that. And guess what, dude? You know, it happens, you know what I mean? And you're paying money for that. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Isn't that a sort of like kind of prostitution? Or, you know, like that's what universities have become. They collect money, you know, for you to supposedly learn, but all they're doing is throwing parties and having sex. It's like a big sex prostitution ring, dude. It's crazy. Sounds so insanely cool. They have science about how we can control it. Yeah, I have love for that song. Well, sadly, maniac. So I do crazy shit like run in the roads. Nothing. What's wrong with that, dude? You're not. See, you're using the word maniac. How do you know you're not connected to your animal spirit? You know, have you ever thought to yourself you have an animal spirit to you? Like there's like, you know, and again, it's not just one. Like me, I am many animals, dude. You know, but I got to learn how to control it, you know. I am many insects. I got to learn how to control it. I'm an angel. I got to learn how to control it. Just cuz I'm an angel, you know, doesn't I got to tell myself, "Well, I know I'm an angel, but I'm not going to go jump off a building thinking I can fly." I know I'm a demon, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go do demonic things to people. You know, and if I do, they're going to be evil. I know I'm a god, but it doesn't mean I'm going to put myself above everyone else and make them worship me. You know, I know, you know, again, I'm an animal, but, and I feel like running and I feel like again, I feel like a maniac. But I'm not. I'm like, yes, I am a maniac because a god has to become everything. But I have to realize, what animal am I right now? What animal spirit is taking over, making me want to run on this road? But instead of running on the road, let me go find somewhere else to run. Let me go find somewhere where I can climb a tree. You know, if I want to hurt myself, let me go hurt myself. And again, this is the God honest truth. Let me go hurt myself, you know, privately where nobody's going to see. But at least it makes me feel good because I always told myself, and I told others that really close to me, I would rather hurt myself than hurt others that I care about. Because sometimes I did get so much anger in me because of others, or I had things happening with me I couldn't understand, and what made me feel better was hurting myself. And I used to be, a long time ago, I did cut myself. And it's weird because a lot of people in the military, when you talk to a lot of these military soldiers, they cut themselves. They have problems cutting themselves or making themselves, giving yourself pain. And for some odd reason, pain is what made me feel better. So I would cut myself, I would bang my head against the wall, I'd punch, like I had to see blood, I had to feel pain. And then later on you kind of regret it because you're in a lot of pain, but you're like, but for some odd reason, this pain that I'm in is making me feel so good right now. But I gotta know, like, I gotta control it and make sure I don't hurt myself too much. I gotta make sure others don't see it unless if they understand it. You know, I gotta make sure I hurt myself before without hurting others. And if I am gonna hurt someone else, it's evil, right? You want to take it out on evil people, and you have to decipher these are good people. They don't deserve, me to act a certain way with them because they're good people. These are evil people. I have this rage. I got something inside of me that just wants to come out. And guess what? To make me feel better, I'm going to do something to these evil people. You know what I mean? Like, I know the data's there. They're evil. So I'm going to do something about it. And guess what? If you're doing something against something evil, again, whatever you do to them, you're a hero. Because obviously those evil people are the ones damaging this world while you're their hero trying to save it. It's like that Devil Man, right? Remember Devil Man? Devil Man, dude. Fucking Devil Man, man. He didn't attack good people. He attacked evil people. Or there's so many other shit, not even animes, dude. Look at John Wick. John Wick was killed all kinds of people, dude. John Wick was a maniac. He was a maniac, but guess what? He was a trained maniac. And did you see John Wick going around just killing random people, shooting random people? Did you see John Wick? Those people are good and I'm just a maniac and crazy. I'm going to go kill them. No. John Wick took it out on other evil people who deserved it. Or others who were after him, So you got to learn from that, Even Die Hard, you learn, again, movies and shows, they can help you in a good positive way if you learn how to, I guess you got to learn how to manipulate yourself, right? Don't hear the word manipulation and think it's bad. Remember, you're manipulated to piss and shit in a toilet. You were manipulated to drive a car on the right side of the road. Again, you were manipulated, in a lot of good positive ways, and you got to accept that. So you got to learn how to manipulate yourself. But again, you first have to listen to the right people. And you will never know who is right or wrong unless if you learn who you are, and I'll read you what you wrote, and you figure out, you have to find yourself. Because if you don't find yourself and you don't understand who or what you are, what you're going through, guess what? You don't know who to listen to. You're going to listen to these people and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to listen to them because they're right. But since you don't know yourself, you're going to figure out like, oh, wait, they were wrong. You're going to listen to the wrong people and you're not going to listen to the right people, but you're going to think you're making the right choices because, again, you don't know yourself. But as soon as you know yourself, you find yourself, you figure yourself out. And again, you learn how to, use manipulation on yourself. And again, sometimes it's the help through others. Like, I'm going to help you do that. That's when you're like, well, wait a minute. Holy shit. Now I'm listening to everyone. I figured it out. These are the people I should be listening to. These are the people I shouldn't be listening to. But I never would have known that if I didn't learn who I was, or I didn't learn about myself, or you didn't, understand how to dig deep the knowledge that's within you. Remember, the internet, the real internet, not the fake internet right now that we're on. The real internet is inside you. This is why Google and the actual internet wants to become you. Or it does. The internet is trying to become you because the internet is inside of you. And every person has their own internet. And some of us has the same internet, but it's within us. That's how powerful these bodies really are. But in some ways, we could say, man, these bodies are weak. I hate this body. Like I say it all the time, I hate this body. But when it comes to the spirit and the soul, when you come from nothing, when you're just a spirit and soul with no body, that's when we're inside this body now. Now we realize, holy shit, these bodies are a lot more powerful than we thought. They defend us in ways we never could have defended ourselves without these bodies. You know what I mean? And again, we have to appreciate at least life itself, that we're able to touch knowledge. You can know everything you want and you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't touch anything and experiencing life, then technically it's torture, it's hell, it's a nightmare. So we have to feel blessed to be a part of life. And what does life allow us to do? Life allows us to touch knowledge. I'm touching knowledge right now, like a microphone. I'm touching knowledge. And then of course, when it comes to other people, you touch knowledge. Like, again, you got to learn how to touch. You can't just touch everything or anything you want, but anything you touch, since you're in life, you're touching knowledge. But when you're on the side of knowledge, you cannot touch life. That's the dangers, if I'm in life right now and I can touch knowledge, then that means if I'm on the side of knowledge, I can touch life. It doesn't work that way. When you're on the side of knowledge, you can never touch life, ever. It's just pure knowledge. You can never touch life. But now that we are here and we're on the side of life, life allows us to touch knowledge. And everything we touch right now is knowledge. And guess what? Currently right now, dude, I'm touching you with my words. Okay? Literally right now in life, I am touching you with my words. Hope that makes sense. Can I cuss? Yeah, but you gotta be responsible. I cuss, right? I cuss. I've been questioning it for a bit, but I cuss, but I limit myself because you gotta train yourself. If you have a job, you know what I mean? You get a job, you gotta train yourself. You don't want to go too far. Or if there's kids around, when you're, like I cuss, but as soon as there's a kid around or I see a kid, I don't cuss. I even like my nephew, I don't cuss around him. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was a kid, I did have a dad and family members that get drunk a lot and they cussed a lot, and I didn't like it because I was more like a mama's boy. My mom never really cussed, she was, but my dad, he cussed a lot. So did the uncles and others, especially when they drink, even my grandpa. So I didn't like the feeling of it because cuss words, they have a energy to it. Those vibrations are touching your eardrums. Those vibrations to the cuss words, they have definitions behind it. And then those kids, they're going to grow up learning those definitions, thinking it's okay. Is it okay to cuss? Yes. But again, limit yourself around kids. train yourself. If you're going to be getting a job, you can't be cussing at some jobs and it's unprofessional, and you don't want it to slip out by accident. As soon as you're telling yourself mentally to not use cuss words or try not to curse, but you keep doing it and it slips out by accident over and over again, that's when you got to tell yourself, I have a problem. I need to work on it. And you just got to stop completely. But when you learn how to train yourself to limit, yourself on curse words or cussing, and you're actually doing it and you're stopping yourself, you're like, holy crap, I was around this kid this whole time, or these children, and I didn't use one curse word. Or holy crap, I was actually by myself talking with friends, and I told myself, don't cuss, don't use curse words, and you did it. It comes easier. And you got to remember, sometimes you got to tell yourself, is it the demon within your body that's trying to make you curse and tell you to? Because remember, we all have an angel and demon inside of us, dude. You're a god. You're a god just like me. If you're on earth, you're a god, a knower of good and evil. That's what the word God means. Knower of good and evil. And if you're a god like myself and you're a knower of good and evil, then guess what gods have? You know what gods have? Gods have angels and gods have demons. You know where these angels and demons are at? They're inside of you. Sometimes when you let them out, your angels and demons are on the outside of you. But when they mostly talk to you, when they mostly get to you, or when you mostly feel the war between angels and demons, when they're inside of you. Why are they inside of you? Because you're a god. Why do they go to war with each other? Because you're going to war with yourself. Once you learn how to control yourself and you learn how to take control of your angels and demons, guess what? Your angels and demons become your best friend. You know what I mean? They become your best friend. They help you make good choices. It takes a demon to understand evil. It takes an angel to understand good. And as you, the mediator between the two, you're a god helping them get along. But if you don't know how to get along with yourself, your angels and demons are not going to learn how to get along. And then all of a sudden, we'll say voices or other things start coming to you, or all of a sudden you're making choices you shouldn't be making. All of a sudden you're fighting yourself, or you're crying because you want to be a certain way or a certain person, but you can't. But guess what? All this knowledge I gave you is going to help you become what you want to be. And you know what you want to be? You want to be everything. You want to be every animal to be in existence, every mammal, there's only one human being, right? Which is humans. You want to be an alien. You want to be a god. You want to be all the insects possible. You want to become everything. You want to become air. You want to become this planet. You want to become the solar system. You want to become the galaxy. You want to become everything. You want to become the universe. Then you'll become heaven, and then you'll become hell. And then you're gonna be like, well, wait a minute, holy shit, the devil. I mean, if I'm controlling heaven and I'm controlling hell and I'm controlling earth and I've become something greater than the devil, guess what? That's when you're going to feel safe. That's when you're going to feel protected, because you have become so many things beyond your own imagination, right? The imagination is very dangerous, but you have become everything beyond your imagination. So nothing can touch you. And if it tries to touch you, guess what? You're going to be so strong. You're going to play with the things that try to touch you. You're going to be like, well, I know that's evil. I know those are demons. I know that's the devil. Or I know that's Satan. But I'm so strong. I'm going to allow them to play with me, and I'm going to play with them back. Okay? But you're only allowed to do that once you have control, because guess what? As soon as you lose control, guess who wins? Satan, demons, evil, hell, other things start to win. And guess what? Like I said, when you become a god or you become many things, not only will you have control of it, not only will you be able to control what you have gained, it will also come back to you. Everything will also attack you. But again, that's where you have to become strong enough as an individual. Because everything you take control and everything that makes you feel safe, those are going to be the same things that can turn on you and come. So it'll be heaven now that's attacking you. Hell is going to attack you. God is going to attack you. The devil and Satan's going to come after you. Demons and angels are going to come after you. And while this entire world is coming after you, guess what? You got to prove to them how strong you really are as an individual without relying on them. Okay? And that does not mean becoming atheist. Now you have to have an atheist feeling. And to me, having an atheist feeling is you thinking for yourself and nothing else. But at the same time, it's quantum physics. At the same time as you have that atheist feeling where you're just thinking of yourself and nothing else. Again, atheist doesn't mean you don't believe in religion, you don't believe in God, or that's not atheist. Atheist means you only believe in yourself, you only worry about yourself, and you only think about yourself. And sometimes it's a good thing, especially when everything else you can't trust. You don't know what's going to come after you. You don't know how to defend yourself. So it's like an on and off switch. Sometimes you got to think of yourself, worry about yourself as an individual. And then there's other times you don't need to. You have heaven by your side. You have hell, demons, so it's going to be like a war going on, a tug and pull. Sometimes you're going to be attacked. And you got to be ready for it. And then sometimes you don't need to be ready to be attacked because you have other things working for you. So you got to know when things are going to be working for you, and you got to know when you're going to be attacked. And guess what? You're going to feel it. It's like Spider-Man, those spider senses. It's kind of like that. You just feel it. Like, oh, I feel like I'm going to be attacked. I better go on defense. I don't know if it's going to be heaven attacking me, angels attacking me today. I don't know if it's going to be hell or demons or the devils are going to come after me. You don't know what it is, aliens or whatever is out there. You don't know what's going to come after you, but you're ready because it's all about you. And then there's other days you don't feel it. You're like, I'm fine, dude. I already know. I love heaven. I love hell. I love angels and demons and devils. Like, we all have love for each other. And guess what? I don't feel it. I don't feel like I feel safe today or for this week or actually for all these months. I've been feeling good. Nothing's came after me, because you got to learn how to switch it off and on. But once you do it so many times, dude, it becomes automatic. You don't even know you're doing it, dude. It just happens. And again, that's how you become superior. That's how you learn how to be better than everything else. But at the same time, you got to realize everything else is also better than you. Because you always want to be a student in some ways. You never want to feel like a teacher all the time. Being a student is a gift. Because once you become the teacher 24/7, it's a nightmare because you're like, man, I'm tired of being a teacher. I want to be a student and feel different. I want to learn different things, but you can't as you're always a teacher. So again, an on and off switch. You got to learn when to be the teacher, and then you got to learn how to become the student. You got to learn when it's mandatory, to think about yourself, and then you got to learn when not to think about yourself. It's an on and off switch. And again, sometimes you're bipolar. Just before I read what you said, if you're bipolar, you never want to it's a gift. Okay. There's a lot of people out there that want to become bipolar and they just can't, because it's a gift. And never look at it as like an on and off switch. The ones where you just switch it off, switch it on, switch it off, switch it on. You want to be like the knob, those circle knobs where you can dim the light and turn it off. You could dim the light and turn it bright. You know what I'm talking about? How you twist it. It's a knob. And you're like, oh, I want to turn the light down a little bit. Oh, I want to turn the light up all the way. Oh, I want to turn the knob and turn the light off. That's how you have to treat your bipolar. That's how you have to treat other things, Whatever it is you're going through, don't look at it like a switch that's just on and off, because it's too fast, it's too quick, it's too sporadic. It's just boom, off, boom, on, boom, off, boom, on. That tears you apart. So look at it, train yourself and treat yourself like a knob, dude. Dim the light and then turn it off. Dim the light and then turn it on. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but it's a knob, you twist and it makes the light dim. It's like an adjustment, and that's how you want to treat your bipolarness, is like the knob of just picture the light. Close your eyes and picture your bipolar being the light, and you're dimming it off and on and down. So again, that's how you want to treat it. That's how you want to do it. Again, I have my own ways of teaching and my own ways to explain things or to help people, and others don't have that experience. Or again, I always tell people, whatever I say, you have to treat 90% of whatever I say as I'm correct, 'cause I'm always 90% correct. But the other 10%, you have to think for yourself and understand I'm wrong. So I always say, I'm wrong, dude. Whatever I say, I'm wrong 10% of the time. But that's for you to take over to make those adjustments. 90% of the time, I am correct. And guess what? If I am not correct 90% of the time, I keep my mouth shut and I don't say shit. I don't say shit because I want to at least be 90% correct on everything I say. And I will accept being wrong 10% of the time so you can figure it out. So you can think for yourself. Because if I'm 100% always correct, guess what that is? That is a bad way to manipulate someone because you always think you're correct 100% of the time, especially when you're speaking to someone when it comes to mental health, spiritual health, or health, being healthy and period. So again, always treat it that way. Even if I said right now, dude, guess what? The sky is blue during the day and at nighttime, the sky is black. 90% of you has to know that I'm correct, or else again, I would have never said it. The other 10% of you has to believe that I'm wrong. Even though you're like, well, how is he wrong? It is blue during the day and it is black at nighttime. Well, again, you have to find out the 10% where that could be wrong. You have to find it. You know what I mean? Even though it sounds 100% correct, you still have to believe 10% of what I just said is wrong. Because again, you got to help yourself in some ways. And that's the way I help you help yourself. Is I have to make you believe and know that I am 10% wrong on everything I say. But guess what? 90% of what I say is correct. And I'm never wrong. Because then that gives you a fighting chance to figure yourself out. It gives you a fighting chance to think for yourself. It gives you a fighting chance to feel things. And you know what's going to happen eventually? We're going to become best friends and you're going to be doing what I'm doing, helping out others that need help. Just like again, I didn't get the right help. I helped myself. I got all the wrong help possible, dude. I got all the wrong help. You know what I mean? I got told all the wrong things. I dealt with all the wrong people, and I, again, through the grace of God and through the grace of belief and other things, the route I had to take, I became who I am today, which I'm very proud of myself. But guess what? You're on a different path. The day you were born, me and you are on different paths. But guess what? In the end, we're all going to be on the same path. Because in the end, there's only one path. In the beginning, there are many paths. There are all kinds of paths. And eventually, as all these paths close in the end, there's only one path. And then that's when we all understand each other. We hear each other's stories. We find out, holy crap, that you went through this path. I went through that path. We all went through all these different paths. But guess what? We're proud and happy where we're at today, which is on one path. And that one path starts to connect in the very end. Not the beginning, the end. Okay? See, I'm still in high school, but I'm generally excited to be in college. Fuck the people and the staff, man. I'm really interested in learning about law in college. Good, you should. Again, you should. That's good that you're learning that. But again, you still need to realize you need to fight for something. If you're learning law and it doesn't feel right, doesn't feel correct, and you're like, man, like college wants me to learn this about law. You know, these humans, these mortals want me to learn this about law. But while you're in college and you're learning mortal laws and human laws, please, for the love of God, learn about the laws of God. Learn about the laws of something greater and bigger than something, again, that lives, you know. What college is teaching you about law is for the ones who just live and die. But what about me? I live forever. I'm immortal. So those laws don't apply to me. I have to go by God's laws because those are who I am, because those are laws that are forever. God's laws are the ones that it's for all eternity. The laws you learn in college today, I hate to say it, are only for people who live and die. So those are the laws I can't, I follow them in some ways. I understand them in some ways. But again, I'm not you. It'll be very hard for me to go to college and learn that. But guess what? You could be the difference. You're going to learn about laws, and then you're going to fight for what's right and wrong. And who knows? Maybe you're going to fuse together God's laws with the laws you learn in college, and you can create all these new laws, dude. And guess what? I'm going to be the one to say, yep, I agree. He's doing something others ain't. He's taking God's laws, and then he's taking these laws from these humans. He's putting them together like in a blender, and he's making it work, where he's allowing immortals like myself get along with humans and mortals, the ones who die. Like we're putting our laws together. You know what I mean? But again, you could be that person. Don't ever give up on what you're doing. I think to be honest, if I went to college, dude, I either would have went to college to be a psychologist or a therapist, or I would have become a lawyer or a judge. I would have became laws like you. I would have done that. But I've become someone so different now, of who I am. That would be hard for me to do. I can never see myself going to college to become a therapist, to become a psychiatrist, to learn laws, or become a lawyer, because that's not the way I think anymore. I know the truth. And you know what I mean? I would fight it. I'll be the one fighting them. That's not, I'll be in there like, that's not the law, or this is wrong, or that's wrong, or that shouldn't be taught in therapy. That's not what a psychiatrist should, why are we taking these tests for a psychiatrist? This don't make sense. And you know what they're going to say? Well, this is the way it's been done for hundreds or for decades. This is the way it works. This is the way it's been done. Or this is what you have to do if you want to pass the class. This is how it is. Like, no, dude, it's wrong. And I would be that person. And guess what? All I'm going to do is just waste my time and money arguing with others. That's what I'll be doing in college. Arguing about law, arguing about therapist shit, arguing about what this should be. Dude, because I know what it should be. I know exactly what it should be. You know what I mean? But, so that's why it'd be hard for me to do that now. Knowing what I know now, it'd be hard for me because I'll just be arguing with everybody, and then eventually I'll probably get kicked out of college. I'll be wasting my time and money, you know what I mean? And then of course, like I said, in the end, I'm going to be right and they'll be wrong. But when is the end? When is the end, right? So again, I just try to avoid it now. I do my own thing. I do it my own way. And again, just because I say fuck college and this and that doesn't mean that goes for you. I think maybe you can take this knowledge I've given you, or the knowledge you're going to gain, and somehow you're going to figure out your own way to make a difference in college, or you could be that voice. There's a lot of great leaders in this world, and it took their voice and their beliefs and what they have shown and what they have learned, and they turned this world all around. You know what I mean? Just one person. So don't think you can't do it. Don't think you can't be that one person, because you really can be that one person that changes this entire world. You know what I mean? And again, sometimes something possesses you, dude. Something takes over, and all of a sudden you're making changes in people's lives, or you're making changes in this world you never thought possible. But guess what? When you do it, then that's when you start thinking it is possible and it's easy. You're like, I've done something when I first started, that was impossible. A little person like me, one person out of all these people changing this entire world. And then all of a sudden you're slowly doing it. And then when you do it, you're going to be like, holy crap, this is going to be easy. It wasn't always easy, but guess what? You kept fighting for it. You kept believing, and then all of a sudden something takes over your body, something takes over you. Again, you're still in control, but you feel it. And then all of a sudden it's easy, dude. You're all of a sudden running this entire world, and you're doing it easy. You're just like the back of your hand, but again, you have to hold on to those memories of what got you there. the days you struggled, just like you said, the days you thought you were a maniac running on the road, all the negativity in your life, you have to remember it, because that's what's going to get you where you're at today. That's what's going to get you where you're at tomorrow. And that's what's going to protect your future. What protects your future is holding on to the memories of all the negative shit you've gone through, all the horrible times, the worst of the worst. You know, the times you thought you'll never make it, the times you thought you were just you lost your mind, or you just, whatever it was, you have to remember it, all of that. Because if once you once you start losing your memories of your past or what you have been through, once you start losing your memories of all the negative moments because you want to shadow it with all these positive things, then you're not protecting yourself in the future. The only way to protect yourself in the future is holding on to as many memories as you could. And I hate to say it, most of these memories you need to hold on to are the negative, the bad, the negative, the horrible shit. Because guess what? When the future hits you, and when you go over, you come across, like these little moments, which again, they're probably big, these big moments, but you're like, well, wait a minute. I have all these memories of all these negative, horrible, evil things I've gone through, all these times, I've really lost my mind. I held on to that. So now that when you reach this big, well, others are losing their mind in the future in this moment, they're losing their mind. They're fucking doing this, just losing their future pretty much, right? They're losing their future. You're not, because you held on to memories of the past, of what you've gone through. And again, that negative, evil, that whatever it is, you get what I'm saying. You held on to that. But as soon as you let go, dude, and as soon as you overshadow the negative shit you've gone in your life and with positive things, guess what? You're going to hit something else, a bump on the road in the future, and it's going to be those negative moments of your past that's going to help you get over that bump a lot easier. If once you lose that, dude, I'm telling you, your future is just going to be a lot difficult. It's going to get a lot harder. You know what I mean? Because you're like, man, I felt like deja vu, like I've been through this before, and man, I don't know how to like get through this. And it's like, well, yeah, because you forgot all your memories of your past. You forgot all those negative moments because you overshadowed it with all these positivity, all these positive moments, and you became too positive. Again, when you learn about negatives and positives, think about it like math. They have to work with each other, A negative and a positive are always going to work with each other. And in order to figure out the math problem, you have to remember the negative. You have to remember the positive. So in math, if you're trying to figure out the problem and you forgot how the negatives work or how a negative works in math, guess what? You're never going to figure out the math problem because all you know is about positive. And you're like, well, I can't figure out this math problem. Well, yeah, because you're only working with a positive. What about there's negative? You have negatives in math, So a negative and a positive work together in a math problem. And you have to remember what a negative is in order, to figure out the problem. That's the best way to treat it towards life, I guess memories, dude, knowledge, right? Just remember as much as you could. And again, if you have to, forget the positive moments in your life. Yeah, you're going to remember some of it, but forget it. Just remember the negative, because you always want to prepare yourself for the future. And preparing yourself for the future is just remembering the negative. Forget the positive. But guess what? As I say that, forget the positive, it's going to be there. You don't technically forget it. You're just pushing it to the side, just remembering the negative, so then you can prepare yourself for the future, because the future ain't getting better, dude. Trust me. It's not going to get better, okay? And if it does, then guess what? We did it. We made the future better. Not anybody else, we did. And when everybody else asks, how did you do it? How did you change the future? Well, I just remembered all the negative shit. It's like a business, right? I don't want to hear all the positive stuff about my business. I want to hear about all the negative shit so I can fix it. How am I going to fix the positive things? Okay, yeah, the numbers are there. We get it. These are all the good things happening in my business. These are all the positives happening in my business. Okay, good. We get it. We know how it's being done. Where's all the negative shit? Where's all the negativity? I want to know what's going on, what's happening, where's all the bad stuff happening in the company so we can fix it and become perfect. And that's why I truly believe nobody should be perfect in life, but when it comes to a job, you should be as perfect as possible. If you're going to own a business, you need to be perfect. You need to be perfect. Your business needs to be perfect. Everything needs to run flawlessly. And how do you do that? You catch the negative stuff. You hear the negative, the all the bad shit, all the evil stuff going on in your business. You want to hear about it. You don't stop fucking telling me about the positive things. I don't care. These are the good things happening. Who gives a fuck? That's just a waste of time. If you're going to have a business meeting, right? We're going to have a business meeting, right? I don't want to hear all the positive, good things happening in the business because the numbers are already showing that. The numbers already show what's positive and what the good things about this business. If we're going to have a meeting, all our meetings that we're going to have every month, let's catch all the negative stuff, all the bad things, all the evil things happening so we can fix it. And then eventually you're going to have a meeting after a meeting. And then when there's no more evil, negative, bad things to talk about, then you learn all right, well, we don't need to have meetings anymore. What's the point of wasting our time and having a business meeting when we've already figured it all out? And then eventually, instead of having a business meeting once every month, you're only having a business meeting once every 6 months. Because again, time is valuable, dude. Time is very valuable, and you got to use that time to fix the negatives, remember the negatives, fix, again, when it comes to life, all the evil shit. And you're only going to do that if you remember it and you go over it, you'll over it again and again and again, not just once or twice. You got to keep going over it. Again, prepare for the future, man. And that's the best way. Forget the past. The past is always going to be there. There's no reason to hold on to the past. It's always going to be there. And again, when I say that, you're always going to hold on to the past. You're always going to have your moments where you're by yourself and you're going to have your own little laugh because you remembered something. These memories just come, but memories have to go in one ear and out the other. Have you heard that old saying, one ear and out the other ear? That's how you got to treat memories. One ear and out the other. Because guess what, dude? The more memories that you don't let go of and you just hold them inside of here, or you hold it in here or in here, your heart, your body, whatever it is you're holding your memories in, dude, that's when you're going to start losing your mind. That's when you're going to start sinking into this dark hole, right? That you're going to start sinking into this dark hole because all you're holding on to is memories. Instead of letting them release, you got to let it go one ear out the other. That's what memories, one ear out the other. And guess what, dude? Just because it's one ear and out the other, you don't lose it. It's just going to come back to you, but you got to learn to release it. And I don't know why it happens. It's just, what I'm talking about. Certain memories just come to you out of nowhere. And you're just like, man, how come this memory of just all of a sudden came to me? But cool. I just got to let it go. And if it's meant to be, that memory is going to come back to me. If it's not meant to be, the memory is not going to come back to me. New memories are going to come back to me. And what are memories? Something that has already happened. All memories are something that's already happened. You cannot have a memory of something that's never happened yet. That's not how it works. It's a vision. A vision is different than a memory. A vision is you seeing something happening before it happens. Now that's a vision. But a memory, and all memories, are things that already happened. You know what I mean? It's already happened. That's a memory. And if you get something that comes to you that hasn't happened yet, but it just keeps coming to you, then you got to decipher, well, that's a vision. So now you know the difference between a vision, which is something that hasn't happened yet, but you remember it, right? Like you remember it and you're like, why am I keep remembering this? I keep remembering this, but it hasn't, but it's never happened, but I keep remembering like it's happened. Well, you're having a vision. And then you have this memory like, oh yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, I went to a friend's house, and now that's a memory. So that's the problem people have nowadays is they don't know how to decipher a memory from a vision or a vision from a memory. and it's easy. You know what I mean? Once you kind of figure it out, right? Oh man. So anyways, let me catch the. I get that. I used to look like a zebra. Yeah, and that's good. That's cool. I like it. My entire legs was awful. And speaking of Devilman, have you ever seen Devilman Cry? Yeah, I seen them all. I seen again. I don't remember them all because I have to watch them again. But I've watched a lot of animes. I've watched a lot of things, and again, some people do that and they turn into zombies, you know what I mean? Because they get locked into the system. They don't know how to like decipher what they see when it comes to reality. And then, like I said, I've done it way different, dude. That's why how I got good grades in school. That's how I've learned how to, do certain jobs nobody else can do. That's how I've learned a lot of things, is learning on my own of what I've seen and how to interpret it into my personal life. Others can't do that. They get stupider, right? They get dumber. They become idiots because they are watching too much TV. They are on the internet too much. They are doing all these, playing video games too much, which again, it's not a bad thing. It could be a good thing, but it depends how you're interpreting things into reality and how you're making those adjustments until from your dreams to your nightmares to reality to again your visions to your memories to whatever it is. You become the world's smartest person because technically, if it's on the internet or it's a TV show or if it's an anime, whatever it is, or movie, it's all knowledge and it's all came from somewhere. This knowledge all came from somewhere and it was placed there for a reason. Even though it's stupid or not, it was placed there for a reason. You got to look behind, whatever's being shown in front of you, look behind it and make your own interpretations, because you can see a movie, your friend can see a movie, but guess what? Both of you are going to have different thoughts about it because you guys have different lives. Well, you're excelling in life and you got a job and you got this and you got all these good things going for you. And, and then you're like, wow, if it wasn't for that movie or if it wasn't for that anime or if it wasn't for what I learned on the internet, I never would have got this job, or I never would be able to do this, or I never would have learned how to handle the situation. And gosh damn, I became such a better person, because that's who you are. But guess what? Your friend that saw the same thing you did, all of a sudden they're getting dumber, stupider, they're making the same choices or whatever it is. They're like, man, that show or that TV or whatever, that really fucked me up. Or, I try to do the same thing. And then you're going to tell them like, you're doing it all wrong, dude. You're looking at it all wrong. And then, of course, they're going to be confused and then you're going to be frustrated. And you know why? Because you guys live two different lives. Nobody has the same life. Everybody has a different life. But again, it's that movie, it's that anime, it's the certain video games that helped us connect with each other when it comes to the same life, right? If me and you go play Mortal Kombat together or Call of Duty together, like let's say tomorrow, guess what? If we played Call of Duty together, Mortal Kombat, or played video games together for 3 hours, technically for 3 hours, me and you shared each other's lives, right? We shared each other's lives for 3 hours. And then when we go our separate ways, we have to take that knowledge that we shared together, me and you shared together, we have to take that knowledge on our own and see what we do with it. And it might sound dumb, like, 3 hours of Call of Duty or 3 hours watching anime or 3 hours watching a movie together. Well, technically, you guys are sharing a life together in that moment of time. But as soon as it's over with, you guys have your own lives, and you guys got to take that knowledge you shared together and you got to interpret it in your own way. You know what I mean? So there's life you do on your own, and then there's life you actually share with others. And again, some people can't understand that. You know what I mean? They still look at it different, or they're blank, dude. They're just like, you know what I mean? Like you can't see me, like hello, like fuck, See, I think you're really smart, to be honest. I'm Defo, the student M. I'm sorry, I'm a girl. I forgot people can't see me. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how I always treat people in my chat like men or dudes because that's who mainly are in chat rooms. You don't find too many girls, but all right. Well, thanks for letting me know because then I know how to like see things differently. You know. I forgot about Mortal Kombat. I always played it when I was a little. Yeah, and again, it's many games, many different things, you know. I mean, I still remember the blood code, dude. ABACABBA. Genesis. I had a Sega Genesis, and I remembered I got the video game Mortal Kombat, and I was like, man, I remembered there was supposed to be blood. They were supposed to, because back then, dude, there was no internet. There was no, you had to buy a $20 strategy guide in order to find that, and what you got to rely on is just talking to people at school. You go to school and you talk to others like, man, where's the blood, man? I remembered I saw like there's supposed to be blood and this and that, and everybody was confused. Like, I know I played the video game too, and there's no blood. There's like, how do we do this? What's going on? And then you find out later on, I had the game for about a month. And then you find out like, oh, dude, there's a blood code. Remember there's the gray stone and there's the white writing. And then you got to type in ABACABBA. And then all of a sudden you hear Scorpion say, get over here. And the white writing turns red. And that was the blood code. So, but again, nowadays it's easy, to find everything out. Oh, I'll just watch this person stream it, or I'll just go on the internet. It's like nobody's figuring things out on their own anymore, dude. They're doing it in a way where they're cheating life, right? You look at it like they're cheating life. I was a type of kid to spam the buttons because I was scared of losing, right? Oh man, yeah, but that makes you lose. That makes it even worse. That's why I figured it out. Like, don't spam, especially that type of game. That makes shit even worse, 5 seconds film. So I'm gonna keep moving forward. You're more than welcome to talk, dude, or say anything. I'm just gonna be moving forward to my Discord. I gotta finish this up on my Discord. Hey, speaking of anime, number 5. You remember number 5 in Bleach? You know who the Espada are? So remembered when it comes to the Espada, dude, you had a 10 through 1 or 1 through 10, and every Espada had a number, and each number represented something, and there was subliminal messages behind it. Again, the way I looked at things a lot was very subliminal my whole life, and that's what's even helped me move forward today and helped me figure a lot of things out in this world. People were like, man, how did you figure this out? That was so hidden and subliminal. And I said, man, I've been doing this since anime back in the day, like the meanings and all that. Like, did you know they say SpongeBob, it represents the 7 deadly sins? SpongeBob characters, 7 deadly sins. SpongeBob theory. The characters are SpongeBob theory. The characters are the 7 deadly sins. And then you learn like who is who, which deadly sin each SpongeBob character represents. And this is shit I kind of like figured out a long time ago. Damn, where do I have to click on this? No, damn, where is it at? I hate these stupid links that do it like that. Maybe it says right here. Gary SpongeBob is include gluttony. Okay, so right here it says it a little bit. There's ways I can see. Squidward was wrath. Krabs was greed. Plankton was envy. Sandy was pride, Gary the Snail was gluttony. SpongeBob was lust, yeah. And then, yeah, so you learn about these characters. And again, there's so many other characters in SpongeBob, obviously representing more, but, you get the point, dude. And again, that's how I looked at even the Espada and Bleach, or I looked at other characters in anime. And I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I don't know about you. And I call girls dude. I'm sorry. I always say dude. It's my thing. Even if you're a girl, I say dude. I need to work on that. There's some girls out there, they don't like to be called dudes. I don't. He's a dude. She's a dude. Remember that? He's a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes. So I started learning about this, and again, I put on everything, dude. I have gotten more emotional with anime. When I watch anime, I have gotten more emotional than I have like on certain movies or TV shows and shit like that. And I don't know what it is about anime. There's just so much more passion and feeling. You learn about the character's development more because you know animes last longer. It's like you're following this character and learning about all them and you know, and you're like for all these years, you know, like even Juggernaut, like all these years. And then all of a sudden, dude, there comes that episode where they die. And you're like, what? Like, it hurts, you know? Compared to a movie. Oh, I watched this movie for an hour and a half and that character died. Or I watched this TV show series for one season and this person died. And it's like, oh. But then, like, you know what I mean? Then you're like, you watch an anime where again some of them go for a while and then all of a sudden you're connecting with these characters and you're learning about them and then all of a sudden something bad happens or emotional and I got choked up on some animes. Like I said, animes to me have I got more emotional with anime, and again they're real, they're people's lives, or there's something again. This knowledge, how do we know this knowledge and everything wasn't a true story from, you know, somewhere else in this universe that came to us or somewhere in the solar system or a different period of time? Because they came from somewhere. They weren't, you know, it wasn't just made up. It's an actual story. It came from somewhere. And the best way I can explain it is, what if, you know, you're real, you know, you have your life, you do what you do. And what happens if someone made an anime about you, right? Someone made an anime about you, or someone, you know, they never met you in person. You know, they never met you, you know, as a, you know, in person, in reality, I guess you could say. And they made a cartoon or an anime about you. And then all of a sudden, people are watching this anime about you. And then they're like, wow, that was so cool, this and that. I was like, yeah, it was so real. You know, like that's a real person. And they're like, no, it's not, dude. It's just a cartoon. It's just a cartoon. It's just an anime. It's not even real. It's like, what do you mean? Like, yes, it is. And then they find out afterwards, well, hello, it was based off of me. I'm a real person. I had my life, or I've gone on a journey, you know, spiritually on this, I don't know, on the other side of the universe. And when I came back, all of a sudden I brought this knowledge with me, and the only way I can let out this knowledge is through an anime, you know, through a cartoon or whatever it is, because it's too advanced to make a movie about it. It's too advanced to make anything about it. So the only way I can express myself is through an anime. You know, again, it could even be your life. And then just because someone made an anime about your life, it's not real. It's like, dude, it's more real than ever, you know, because it's actually what's inside you or what you have. Or again, angels were messengers, and when we have messages to share, sometimes that's just how we let it out, or we express ourselves as many different ways, you know. Knowledge is knowledge, no matter where it is or how it looks like, or, you know, where it comes from or how it's put out there. It's knowledge, and it came from somewhere, and you don't think this way until you become nothing. Once you become nothing and you come from a place of where there's just nothing exists, then you can see an anime and say, wow, that's real, it exists. And people can argue it. They say, well, it's just anime, it's not real. Yes, it is. I come from a place of nothing. Nothing exists. Where I come from, nothing exists whatsoever, because I come from nothing. And when you come from nothing, everything after nothing exists. Do you get that? So after you know, when you come from nowhere, you come from nothing, and you place yourself in a place where nothing does exist. Everything after that exists to you, even thoughts. You know what I mean? Because your thoughts won't exist. A thought right now, you can have a thought, right? You can have an imagery. You can put it in your head right now. That exists to you. Okay? But when you go to the place where nothing exists, or you take yourself to the place where nothing does exist, your memories don't exist, your thoughts don't exist, imageries don't exist, nothing exists. So once nothing does exist, everything after that that follows, it's going to exist to you. And this is when you're going to get in arguments with others of what does exist and what doesn't, where you're going to know everything exists because I've been to the place where nothing does exist. While others who haven't been to that place where things don't exist, they will argue with you of what's real and what's not real. While you're arguing with them, everything is real. You're like, hello, everything is real because I came from the place that doesn't exist. They're like, nothing does exist. So everything that follows after after when nothing does exist, because to you, nothing exists, you're like, holy crap, my like everything exists now, because you get it. I don't want to repeat myself, but you get it, so that's why I just stay away from others. You know what I mean? I kind of just stay away from others who hasn't been to the places where I've been to, because then it's just an argument, and then again, to me, they're gonna look stupid, they're gonna look dumb, because they haven't. I don't know. I guess they didn't know how to take their self to the place where nothing exists. Because all you got to do, one more time, take yourself to the place, or go to the place where nothing exists whatsoever, even your own thoughts, your own memories, your own visions, or your own even thinking. Thinking doesn't even exist. You know, right? If you go to a place where nothing exists, even thinking doesn't exist. So now that when you come back, you're like, wow, even me thinking of something, its existence, because I'm thinking again. So now I know, now you appreciate thinking. You're like, wow, I really appreciate thinking now. It's weird. I appreciate thinking now because thinking, it exists. It does exist, And others can say, well, it's just a thought. It's not real. It's just a thought. Hello, a thought is more real than most things in this world. So again, you're gonna have that problem with others, and the best thing I can say is help them out the best way you could, but don't argue with them too much. There's times you just got to give up on certain people. You know what I mean? It's cool and it's okay if I call everyone dude too, so I have no room to judge. Oh, okay, cool. I'm a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes. When you are someone else, who are you? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fearless one of them all? That's me, right? You are you. That's me. Yeah. I mean, who are we really? We are literally just a reflection of everything that exists. When you look at everything that's come into existence, we are that reflection. Even a wall, right? Isn't that how it feels like talking to certain people? I tell people like, hey, look, everything that has come into existence, we are that reflection. If nothing did exist, then there is no reflection of ourselves, I mean, so, and that's why you feel like talking to certain people. You talk to them, you're like, fuck, it's like talking to a wall. I talk to my reflection good. I talk to everything in my room with eyes and makeup. I don't hate me and won't kill me in my sleep, right? You got to learn how to build a barrier around yourself, before you sleep. I've been attacked a lot, even as a younger child growing up, by many things, even recently. It was weird. You get attacked. I've gotten stronger where I know I died. Literally, I know whatever came after me at night, I wasn't supposed to wake up. I was supposed to be dead, and I've just become so strong that it's like I resurrected myself. I'm like, damn, because I know the difference between dying and sleeping. There is a big difference between sleeping and dying. And I have died. Whatever came after me, which I'm still not too sure in a way, but whatever came after me, it killed me a few times. And I said it in a past stream where, for some odd reason, I've learned how to resurrect. I resurrected from my death. and it's trippy, you know. It's a different experience. It's scary at first, but then afterwards you're not scared anymore. It's excitement. You actually beg for, you're like, man, I kind of want to die tonight. I hope whatever's out there comes after me again tonight, and this time, you know, it could kill, you know. I like it's weird because you're like, I don't want to sleep, I just want to die. And then you die because whatever comes after you really does kill you in your sleep. And then you could feel the resurrection happening. You're living through the resurrection. Then all of a sudden you're waking up and you're like, oh, you know, like, oh man, like you get excited before you would wake up almost crying and scared. Like, I don't want it to happen. Like, oh, because I'm never, what happens if next time I don't wake up, you know, or I do die? But you think you know, you think differently. But now I learned the difference between sleeping and dying. I learned the difference between waking up and resurrecting. So again, when you sleep, you wake up. When you die, you resurrect, you know? So and yeah, it's pretty cool, you know? It won't kill me in my sleep. I force myself to say goodnight to my room for some godforsaken reason. I love that song. And oh yeah.
Sang to the wind as we danced through the night, and we sang.
Wait. All right. I generally say, like, if you're gonna kill me, at least let me go to sleep first, right? You know, that's what I looked at it. Like, man, if this world blows up or we get hit with a nuclear weapon or something, like, hopefully it happens when I'm sleeping. But the only thing is, it doesn't matter for me anymore. I'm immortal, as you can tell. I'm immortal, so no matter what happens, even if this planet blows up tomorrow, I'm still gonna be living and floating in outer space, and I'm gonna have to swim my way to another planet. You know, that's, you know, I'm telling you. But being immortal, it's tough because, you know, you want to die, and I know it sounds weird. You know, if you're immortal and you know, if you're mortal and you do die, then obviously, you know, you're like, "Oh, I don't want to really die." But when you're immortal, you're like, damn, I just want to die. Or, you know, especially like you forget how to die. You know, you're like, ah, man, like I'm never going to die. Like, I hope I do die. You know, I want to. I want to experience it a few more times. But sometimes when you become like the superior immortal, you just never die. And meaning like, when, you know, so when you don't die, you technically just you ask for it all the time, you want it, but it just doesn't happen, you know. And remember, men are immortal, you know, women are eternal. A woman can never be immortal, you know. A man can never be eternal, because immortality is for the men and eternity is for the women. And the reason why, you know, those are the rules is because if you crossbreed women into immortality and crossbreed men into eternity, it creates bisexuality. And again, when it comes to God's laws, being bisexual is illegal. It's highly illegal, big time. So again, that's why I say men are immortal, women are eternal, and those are the laws. That's how it is, you know?
Step out of the dark and march towards Exodus.
Yeah, Exodus. Who made the people who made us? Well, it was probably who. When you learn what I teach, a lot of people hear that word who, and automatically they think of it as a question when who is the answer. Because when you hear who, that could be an answer, not a question. But automatically people are manipulated that when they hear the word who, it's a question. So who made the people who made us? Most likely it was who that made the people, and those people is who made us, you know? So again, usually it's who. You got to learn about who. And remember the owl, hoo. Again, I know it's a little bit like I've taught this to others about that word who. It's an answer, not a question. And most likely it's who that made the ones who made us. Did we just like poof into space and go Bob and build the mode of some planets? Yeah, sometimes like myself, you know, people think I was a fallen angel, and I said no. I came into existence. I came into existence. Existence never existed until I created existence, and I'm the one that came into existence to be existence. Because I never existed, nothing ever existed, and as soon as I existed, everything else started to exist. There are some things that just kind of pop out in the middle of nowhere. Like, again, when you come from nothing, you become something, you came existence, right? Because nothing is nothing. You became something, and that something is existence. So technically, you just came out of nowhere. You could say you used to exist and you became nothing, but when you become nothing, you never existed. There is no history behind it. So when you become something, you become existence. And it's your existence that creates, existing things. It's kind of like saying, remember when God, I don't know if you know too much about God, but, nothing was in existence, and then God's words is what created existence, which created everything. Because remember it again, when you come from nothing, not even words exist. So as soon as you start speaking, then you brought words into existence, and those words created, it's like you become a creator. I hate to say it, there's some people out there, they know they're not attractive. They're like, damn, why'd I have to be so ugly? And it's funny, because, yeah, man, I see certain people, and I'm like, holy shit, I am so glad I'm not them. That dude is ugly, or that girl is ugly. You know what I mean? You see some ugly people, and you feel bad for them. You're like, damn, I feel bad, man. Like, fuck, God punished them, right? Like, damn, they did something wrong in a past life, right? I see ugly people, and I'm like, damn, they did something wrong in a past life, dude. Fucking God hated them. Shit, they're ugly. Holy fuck. I like that my body is strong enough to even function. I think I'm just happy with me being alive. I just hate that I can't control my thoughts. And for some reason, I really couldn't care less about my looks. Huh. That sounds like something what an ugly person would say. I'll just kidding, fuck that one. Yeah, an ugly person would say that. You ugly. I'm just joking. I don't even know what you look like. I know. Ouch. I know, right? Oh, reality hits. You know what's cool though? Guess what though? When it comes to controlling your thoughts, I have so much knowledge on my Reddit, my Twitter, my Instagram. I got videos on Twitch. I even got more videos on my YouTube. And I guarantee if you catch up to all of my knowledge or the shit I put out there, I promise you, and I guarantee you're going to easily control your thoughts. It's going to be easy, So do all of that, then you're going to be able to control looking, you're going to be able to control other things. Like you're not going to have to worry about your thoughts anymore, Damn, bro, cut me deep. Ah, come on. That was a joke. It's like, damn, girl, you speak like an ugly person. I was like, yeah, an ugly person would say that. I joke around, though, dude. Trust me, I say a lot of shit. I just joke. Hey, trust me, it's good to be broke. You don't want to be rich. Having money, being born into a wealthy family, dude, you're already set up for hell. You're already set up to fucking ruin your life. Like your judgment day has already been over with. If you're born into a wealthy family or you grew up with a lot of money, dude, your life is over with already. You already failed judgment day, It's the poor people. It's the ones who don't have money who suffered. They're the ones that get through to the other side. They're the ones that get deeper knowledge and a better understanding. Again, you can have all the money in the world. And do you think when you're in front of the gates of heaven, they're like, yeah, give us this amount of money and we'll let you into heaven. Yeah, give us $100 and we'll open up the gates of heaven for you. Yeah, give us $1 billion and we'll let you enter into heaven. No, that's not how it works. What makes you rich? Your knowledge, what you know. You know what I mean? What you know is what makes you rich. You know, and it's not about the money. Fuck that. The money's not even real. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like when I sleep too much, I'm wasting like time. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like time and my life is being wasted with sleeping. That's how I felt. I cannot sleep. I sleep to pass time. I sleep for at least 10 hours. No way. There's no way you sleep for 10 hours. Come on, that's crazy. Where's your parents? Shouldn't your parents tell you like stop sleeping, or shouldn't your parents be waking you up like get the fuck up already? Why do you have to? Do you have some type of disease? I created a monster. Do you have like a disease or something wrong with you where you have to sleep that much? Yeah, but they don't care that much. Oh, you don't have caring parents? That sucks. I met a lot of people that their parents don't care for them. No, I'm just depressed. Hey, you gotta take that word out of your head though. Because you gotta remember your body, it knows your body, right? Even the mind. It knows the definition to that word depressed. So automatically when you use it, when you see it, and when you have that word in your head, your body's gonna feel that way. All you gotta do is never use the word depressed. Take that word out of your head. Try avoid seeing that word like that word doesn't exist whatsoever. Like just take that word depressed. I even hate saying it, but take the word depressed and really don't make sure it doesn't exist anymore. And by it not existing, don't use that word. Take it out of your head, you know? And I'm telling you, you'll stop feeling that way. And the only reason why you feel that way is because there's a definition behind that word. You know how that definition, you know what the definition means. And when you know the meaning of a definition, your body automatically starts to feel that way. It's okay.